Hello and welcome back to Russ's Movie Corner. My name is Russ, and as you can see, I am not sitting in front of my movie corner. I have my How Sharp Is Your Sword shirt on. I do not have a movie next to me because I am in Kansas at my girlfriend's for Christmas. So Merry Christmas to you. It is December 15th as of recording this. So Christmas is in about 10 days, about a week and a half. So Merry Christmas to you and a Happy New Year. I wanted to do this because this was probably the biggest cell phone I think I've ever seen someone make, okay? So I'm a member of a lot of these like creationist websites and, kind of spots on like Facebook, Instagram. I follow a lot of these things because I'm trying to put together some apologetics stuff because I want to be able to do some things. And what's hilarious is that so this guy Doug Stark, he's a creationist, okay? He's Christian, and he posted this sticker. Okay, it says life runs on code, and it shows a DNA double helix, and it says code points to a coder. Okay? It's information, right? So this guy, Tom Rock, okay, posted just one question, why? And I said, tell me how a dictionary got here through completely naturalistic means. Now, this is something I've been using a lot on my on my channel. I use this argument a lot. Okay, I try to when I talk about DNA, I try to point people in the fact that DNA points to a designer because DNA is information. Okay? So one of the things that I point to is I'll point to a book. Okay, for instance, I'll point to a book and I'll say the book has to have gotten here naturalistically. And the one book I like to use is the dictionary. Okay? Because essentially the dictionary is just that. It's a book, right? And so I posted up, tell me how a dictionary got here through completely naturalistic means. Go on, I'll wait. So then this Tom Rock guy, okay, posted up literally like an hour later. Hope you didn't wait too long. Then he posts this picture from, I believe it's a Google AI. So when you type into Google now, okay, you type in like this, he probably just wrote something that went along the lines of who wrote a dictionary. Says Samuel Johnson wrote the first influential English dictionary, a dictionary of the English language published in 1755, a landmark work providing definitions, spelling standardization, and literary examples that became the standard for centuries. While earlier smaller glossaries existed, like Cowdrey's 1604 table alphabetical, Johnson's was the first comprehensive and English dictionary. Now, what did I say in this original post here that I responded to him? What did I post? Okay, my cursor's literally on it. Tell me how a dictionary got here through completely naturalistic means. What does that mean? No one can have written it. That's what I mean by completely naturalistic. Okay? Completely naturalistic. That means that you cannot say, and this is the problem with the American education system, folks. No one knows their own theory anymore. Okay? Like, literally, I had to respond to this guy because I was like, oh my gosh, this is the biggest cell phone. And I didn't see this because I was busy yesterday with my girlfriend. We've been doing some stuff for Christmas. We've been getting ready for some things. We've been doing some painting stuff. And so I basically said, so it took a human mind to create a dictionary. I said naturalistically, and you posted this. Literally posted that. Cell phone much? Dude, I said that it couldn't involve a mind. You couldn't even read the post. What buffoonery is this? Atheists. I'm asking this as a legitimate question. Atheists, do you claim this illiterate person who can't even read a post? So here's the original post, and I posted it back in. Tom Rock, tell me how a dictionary got here through completely naturalistic means. Go on, I'll wait. Do you understand what I said there? Naturalistic means that you cannot have a mind directing the process. It has to happen independent of the mind, as in completely random and undirected. Wow, just wow, can't even read the directions. We are doomed. And I don't mean that as a hyperbole. We are literally doomed. These people can't even understand their own theory. That when I say, tell me how the cell phone got here, okay? Tell me how a pen got here through completely naturalistic means. You cannot have a designer behind it. It has to have created the ink by itself, has to have created the tube by itself, has to have created the cap by itself, has to have created the handle by itself. All of that has to happen by itself. And if you're sitting there thinking, wow, that just is so dumb, because we know for a fact that, you know, that the pens were designed, that everything had a designer. Duh. How is it that everything can have a designer, okay, and yet nobody can seem to think that this was completely random? Really? Hi, Deb Deb. That's the problem with people today, okay, is that they can't even understand. Are you coming up here? I'm trying to film a video. You're kind of in the way. Hey, do you want to come up? Anyway, I get Devlin right here. One of my girlfriend's cats. He's probably going to jump up in my lap in a minute. You want to come up? Come on. This is Devlin, everybody. Okay? He's a fluffy dragon. Hello. Gosh. He loves to get in the middle of everything. Okay? And earlier he was creating biscuits on me. So, so the biggest problem that people have, okay, with this kind of stuff is that he literally self-owned. When I said naturalistically and he posted up, it would be like if I said the laptop has to have evolved, okay? It has to have evolved. And that doesn't mean that we created new and better designs. I mean that it had to have created itself through many, many different means. All the code inside, all the circuit boards, all the op amps, everything that's inside of this laptop that I'm using to record myself right now has to have evolved naturalistically. You would think that is the dumbest thing ever, and yet our cells contain information that work on a daily basis to renew our skin, to give us new proteins, to give us new things. And somehow, and as if by magic, that evolved by random chance. That cannot happen. DNA is information, and information takes a mind. Okay? It does. It takes a mind. And the problem is, until you understand that, okay, the processes for creating this stuff, if you're going to claim that evolution was random and undirected, then you have to come up with naturalistic explanations for everything, not a mind. Okay? Cars have to evolve naturalistically. Okay? Can't have been designed. Pens, computers, cell phones, everything has to have evolved randomly, somehow and as if by magic. Otherwise, this whole exercise is tedious and stupid. Because what's going on here, folks? This kind of thing I deal with on a daily basis in my comment section right here on YouTube. Okay? That this guy is going to post a small AI section of a Google search, of a 30-second Google search of who created the first dictionary, English dictionary, okay? And think that he's owning me. When in fact, he didn't read the post and he didn't understand the question that I posed. Okay? To tell me how a dictionary got here through completely naturalistic means, which means that trees had to press themselves into paper, the paper had to bind itself, it had to create a cover, and it had to create ink. The ink had to flow onto the page and create words. That's a naturalistic process. This right here is not a naturalistic process, son. Oh my goodness. We are doomed if you cannot understand what is going on. Okay? If we cannot understand what is going on, we are doomed as a society. Because the people that are proponents of atheism don't even know their own theory. That they can't understand that asking someone, okay, who is telling them, okay, part of their own theory, naturalistic means, has to be naturalistic, can't have any mind directing it, okay? Because the universe is not sentient, folks. Because evolution itself says that it's all random and undirected. Okay? Because, and I don't want to sound too facetious here, but any God who would create through evolution, okay, is stupid, retarded, and cruel. And I don't say that lightly. And he is not worth worshiping. Okay? Don't get it twisted. If you're a Christian and you're watching this video, okay, then I don't want you to understand. I want you to understand this. Okay? I don't want you to think that, oh, we could probably fit evolution. No. Evolution cannot happen in Judaism or Christianity. Okay? Or even Islam for that matter. Even though that Allah is weird. But in Judaism and Christianity especially, there is no room for this process, for evolution to happen. Okay? God did it. And he didn't use evolution. Okay? Because one of the main problems, as soon as I get done explaining this, I'll end the video. But the problem is that the minute that you believe that evolution happened, you're committing a heresy because it puts death before sin, and it makes death the hero of the plot. If evolution actually happened, as a Christian, you have to ask yourself this question. Why did Jesus come to die on the cross for us? To defeat death, if death is the hero of the plot. If death is what got us here, even if it was directed by some higher power, why would Jesus need to come to die, raise again, to defeat death? Okay? Why? Why would Jesus need to come to defeat something that doesn't matter? It doesn't make any sense. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, drop a comment below, let me know what you thought of this video. Is this the biggest cell phone? Okay? I mean, holy crap, that was hilariously funny. I'm sorry, I laughed so hard that I had to make this video because, like, he literally cell phoned so hard. That's why I was asking atheists. Honestly, let me know in the comment section below. Do you claim this illiterate man who can't even understand the simple question being posed? Naturalistic means it can't have a mind. Okay? It can't. And that's the problem. Anyway, again, Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year. And we'll see you on the next one.